In 2026, the old content models don't work anymore. Your channel doesn't just need clicks, it needs to be binge-worthy. But everyone's teaching you marketing tactics or camera tricks, but neither of those make people binge. So what actually does? Hi, I'm Daryn, a Writers Guild Award-winning creator and producer who got my start right here on YouTube, and now I help founders and creators and entrepreneurs understand what storytelling actually means for your brand. Getting someone to click is one thing. Getting them to binge requires a completely different emotional mechanism. Binge-worthy content is built on character and narrative tension. And if you're a creator or founder or entrepreneur, that can raise a scary question for anyone who has found themselves on the other end of a binge session. Does this mean that you need to be some messy, dramatic reality show now? Nope. Today, I am breaking down what having a central narrative tension actually means for creators and entrepreneurs, and how you can use it to build binge-worthy content without manufacturing drama. Conflict, when it comes to storytelling, may not mean what you think. Conflict can actually be either constructive or deconstructive. Constructive conflict centers on problem solving. It centers on finding the best solution, which is how I use it from a storytelling perspective. A character, or in your case, a creator, is problem solving. Deconstructive conflict, on the other hand, centers on disagreements, it creates toxicity, it is very different. Most creators think conflict means something bad is happening, but conflict is just problem solving. It's what keeps your story open. For characters and for creators and your viewers, conflict is what gets in the way of your purpose. For you, the purpose is what you defined in your backstory. And if you do not have a backstory, I have a free 5-step backstory builder that you can use to build your backstory. You can get a link to that in my video description. This leads you and your viewer on a journey of problem solving, and that is your narrative tension. Narrative tension is the pull of a story. It's the tension that's created by the gap between what your viewer wants to know and what they currently know, driving them to keep watching to resolve that. But while conflict is a storytelling mechanism, it can be a loaded term because people associate the word psychologically with drama, not problem solving. And here is one of the reasons why. On TV shows, leading characters have messy drama because it's a TV show. But underneath it, what are they doing? They are problem solving. To put it another way, there are stakes. Usually it's extremely heightened stakes if we're talking about TV. But what are stakes? Stakes in a story are the potential gains or losses a character faces if they fail to achieve their goals. What does this do? It creates emotional investment and it creates narrative tension for your viewer. Now we're gonna dig into this much further, but as a personal brand, you should have stakes. But those stakes do not need to be heightened like Breaking Bad or Stranger Things. In fact, if your stakes are Stranger Things like, then I have a lot of questions. Probably want to watch your channel because it's probably pretty rich in content. The other reason why people associate storytelling conflict with drama is because of clickbait. Here on YouTube, we have to make thumbnails and titles and hooks. It's this unique packaging that you have to fit your stories into. So to solve that, maybe you get lost in channels that teach you how to engineer virality. And they usually teach you to do that by manufacturing high stakes to get someone to click. But that is just a technique. That is not the only type of stake that there is. So now we have redefined conflict into narrative tension, but how do you create narrative tension? On YouTube, you typically have to package your video around a problem. Doesn't matter if you're on the entertainment side or the informational side, you have to do that. What is the unresolved question that you are searching for an answer to? This problem generally needs to be a searchable one because it's YouTube. It also needs to be one that can be personalized to a very specific viewer. In short, the stakes of this problem should matter to you or your main character if the video is scripted. But on YouTube, they also need to matter to your viewer. But here is the thing. The stakes can be big. They can be small, but they should matter to both of you. There should be a pull to the story, a tension that's created by the gap between what your viewer wants to know and what they currently know, driving them to keep watching to resolve that. So how do you establish narrative tension? Here are 4 types of narrative tension creators can use. The first is emotional tension. This is probably the most common approach for narrative tension within a video on YouTube. It's what people think of first. Creators like Emma Chamberlain or Yes Theory use this. Filmmakers and TV creators use this. The emotional stakes are high. Usually it's about what you are learning in real time, but that does not mean it is necessarily about oversharing, although that is usually the challenge that these creators have. The key rule here is that emotional tension does not necessarily equal emotional dumping. Then you have intellectual tension. Educational channels thrive off of this type of tension, and that is really a belief gap. It's a contradiction. It's a reframe. Creators like Alex Hermosi use this, or a creator like Dr. Tracy Marks, who focuses on brain health and mental health, or Andrew Huberman, or Neil deGrasse Tyson, who both explore scientific concepts. I would say that my channel has intellectual tension. So here's the thing, intellectual tension is not about personal or emotional vulnerability at all. It's still highly bingeable. Before I go any further, if this interests you, I do have a new course coming out that delves into a step-by-step framework you can use to build a binge-worthy brand. You won't have to piece it together anymore. I lay it all out for you. And if you are interested, you can sign up for my mailing list in my video description. Now on to number 3, situational tension. Situational tension is very common in blogs, in challenges, in series, in sitcoms. In fact, sitcoms is short for situational comedy, if you did not know that. It's usually a process or an experiment or a challenge that's unfolding over a specific time. There absolutely can be high stakes with situational tension, but it also can be lighthearted. It can be inspirational. It can be funny. It works well for vlogs. It works well for farm life. It works well for diets. It works well for challenges. Even artists, authors, filmmakers who are creating channels to support their products. It works great for you. In a sitcom, there are repeating challenges in it. In I Love Lucy, Lucy faced a different situational challenge each episode. Usually it was of her own manufacturing, but Lucy was problem solving in her Lucy way. Another example is the YouTube channel Girl with the Dogs, which is a pet grooming channel. So there's a different pet grooming situation in each video. All of these examples have situational tension without negative conflict. This is huge for creators who don't want drama. Then, last but not least, we have philosophical tension. This is when brands build their own worlds and their own worldviews, their own lore that usually is in contrast with some sort of common way of doing things. And that does not necessarily mean contentious, but it means unconventional. Great examples of this would be slow living or minimalism channels like Matt Diavella's channel or The Cottage Fairy. You could put brands like Red Bull, Patagonia, or Liquid Death in there. And if this idea of lore is intriguing to you, make sure you are subscribed because I have a video that digs into this further and how you can build lore on your channel. Your job as a creator is not to manufacture drama. Binge-worthy brands aren't built on drama. They are built on meaningful narrative tension that hasn't been resolved yet. So your job as a binge-worthy creator is to give your audience something unresolved to stay for. So now that we've mastered this, you may be wondering, how do I know what matters to my viewers so I can develop narrative tension that solves problems that are meaningful to them? Well, I invite you to join my community, the Storytelling Room, because we will be exploring that in challenges this month. Until next time, keep creating and keep thinking like a showrunner.